last video, I explained the significance of 70 AD and how important, or how it's an integral part of the Bible. And it's a story that so many overlook. When you overlook what happened during 70 AD, it causes you to misinterpret certain Bible verses that will have you thinking that the prophecies that Christ spoke about are going to happen sometime in the future. And the truth is, most of the prophecies that Christ spoke about was going to happen during the 70 AD period. You see all the Christian pastors teaching their followers that something is going to happen to them in the future, Christians being dealt with harshly, but that's not the case. When you understand the Bible and understand the prophecies, it was going to happen to Christ's followers immediately after his death. Let's go over that today, and let's start by reading Matthew chapter 12, verse 38. Then certain of the scribes and Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we would see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seek a sign, and there shall be no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale of the belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So many Christians now have misinterpreted this. A lot of people think that this verse has to do with his resurrection and death. All of those things are in here, but that's not what this verse is talking about specifically. He's letting the people around him know that the only sign that would be given to this generation is his death and resurrection. When he dies and he is resurrected, that begins the countdown for them to get kicked out of Jerusalem. 70 AD is going to take place. And that's the reason why he's telling them this story. That's the sign that they're looking for. There's a bunch of miracles he did before this and after this. But when he's talking, he said, no sign shall be given. He's talking to the Pharisees that no other sign is going to be given them except his death and resurrection. They can float around and do whatever they want to do until that time. But when he dies and resurrects, it's letting the people of Jerusalem know they're about to get kicked out. So let's read Matthew chapter 24, verse 1. And Yeshua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yeshua said unto them, See you not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And they sat on the Mount of Olives, and the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And so many Christians and people talk about things like this, and what they fail to realize, this is talking about them getting kicked out of Jerusalem. The first part is, when shall the temple be destroyed? When shall there not be one stone left upon another? So when you read the whole entire chapter, he's talking about all the things that will take place when the temple is destroyed. That was 70 AD. And so when we jump down to verse 15, it says, When ye therefore shall see the abomination desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, then let him which is in Judea flee into the mountains, and let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. This is the end of them living in Jerusalem. So the abomination desolation, the Antichrist, is not coming. He's talking about during this time. The desolation is the one who empties out Jerusalem. And the tribulation is what happens to the children of Israel from the time they get kicked out of Jerusalem till now. So if you think that that's going to happen in the future, you can forget that. He's telling the Pharisees, how we started this whole conversation, that when I die, your hourglass is now running out. So to sum this all up, not understanding what took place in 70 AD is a big mistake for anybody who really wants to understand the Bible. And so when he's saying that adulterous generation seeks a sign, but no sign will be given except for the sign of him dying, he's talking about them getting kicked out of Jerusalem. It is one of the biggest misunderstandings where nobody talks about in the Bible, and it's the reason why there are so many misinterpretations. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.